Now, Mary Catherine Ham, Brian Wilson, Brian Neiman, today's newsmakers, and you, the Morning Majority.
105.9 FM.
And AM 630.
WMAL.
Hey, everybody. 6:37 on the Morning Majority. It's Wilson and Neiman are in studio. Mary Catherine, who is checking in periodically throughout the morning from Arizona, where they had the big debate last night. And just want to mention one thing.
Yes.
It's going to be a nice day today. It's going to be a little breezy, temperatures in the 60s, but the pollen and the mold are through the roof, and it's in February. And so Neiman and I are suffering a little bit from...
I'm dying.
I think you got the pollen that's bothering you, and I think the mold's getting me. So between the two of us, we're just one big hot mess this morning. Well, I'll check in with Lanny Davis.
Speaking of hot mess.
Yeah, he's always a big hot mess. Lanny Davis is standing by to talk about, I don't know, let's find out. Let's start by talking about the debate. Did you watch last night?
First of all, I don't recognize the name you're calling me. I am Seth Davis's father.
Well, that's right.
That's
the way you should be introduced, actually.
By the way, his son is a writer for Sports Illustrated and was on earlier talking about the Jeremy Lin story, and really an impressive young man.
Well, thank you, but
you've done good there, Lanny.
Well, why are you so nice to my son and so mean to his father?
Well, I don't know. It's just we can't help ourselves.
We like Seth a lot. He's good.
Thank you.
We like you too, Lanny, of course.
Thank you.
All right, so did you watch the debate?
I did watch the debate.
What'd you think?
I happen to think that Gingrich, Santorum, and Romney had the best three. The three of them had the best debate that I've seen. They were less on the attack. I thought the Romney-Santorum exchange got a little bit nasty, and I think Gingrich reverted to his form of staying positive and idea-oriented. But I thought the three of them did present themselves last night better than some of the food fights I've seen before.
Now, just one other thing. Some people are suggesting, in fact, I think Rick Santorum is sort of suggesting that there is some collusion out there between the Romney camps and the Ron Paul forces to sort of go after him.
Oh, there's no doubt that this is pile-on time, whoever becomes the front runner. It happened to Romney, happened to Rick Perry, and certainly happened to Gingrich. But the worst person in the worst position, I should say, not worst person, to criticize that is Romney, because I think of all people who have really read the New Yorker piece about this hatchet man that he hired and created this negative, destructive machine that we haven't seen really in American politics. I've seen negative campaigning. Barack Obama's ads against Hillary Clinton in Iowa were the most vicious personal attack ads I've ever seen. And these Romney ads are lame. What he's doing now to Santorum, what he did to Perry, what he did to Gingrich is just going to come back to haunt him.
You think so? A lot of people look at that and say, well, he's not the guy who goes on the attack on a personal level often, so he needs that machine there to sort of do what needs to be done, and especially perhaps in the fall election.
Didn't hurt Barack Obama too much.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say that Hillary Clinton, being as gracious as she is and was, took the podium and moved to have a unanimous nomination. The party came together, and I think that will happen at the Republican convention. I just think that Romney is opening up some wounds that are going to be difficult to heal, but I think they will come together, whoever's the nominee, because they all dislike Barack Obama so much.
But have you seen, you've been around politics, you follow this stuff closely. Have you seen, has there ever been a coordinated effort where two guys in a debate or two guys in a race team up on another guy? Like, I thought that was going to happen actually with Santorum and Gingrich teaming up to get Romney out of the race. I mean, it's pretty clear that Newt Gingrich does not want Mitt Romney to be the nominee. But I do believe there is, I don't know if it's coordinated or not, but there does seem to be some kind of teamwork going on between Ron Paul and Mitt Romney on Santorum right now.
It looked that way, but I think the same thing happened when Gingrich looked like he was out in front. And there are a lot of people who, give the Obama political organization a sort of brilliant strategy of helping Santorum to become the nominee. So they may be behind it.
All right. I want to change topics if I can, because let's talk about your president for a moment and something that's happening on his watch. Gasoline prices are going through the roof. Some people are saying that we could see $4, $5, and maybe even $6. In fact, in Orlando yesterday, they did find one example of $6 a gallon gas.
Near Disney World.
Yeah,
they jack it up all the time.
That's right. So what I'm saying here, Lanny, is this is on your president's watch. He has had instituted many policies, key among them the Keystone Pipeline decision, which suggests that he doesn't really get what needs to be done to keep gas prices low.
Well, I'm author of a column called Purple Nation, so I'm going to remind you that when gasoline prices went up under George Bush, I said the same thing I'm about to say to you. Gasoline prices go up or down, and whoever is president gets blamed or credited, and both are wrong. There are global issues that are causing gasoline to go up. In fact, American oil production and drilling has gone up 2 or 3-fold since Obama was president. But look, he's on watch. You're absolutely right. It is going to be a political issue, and he's going to be losing votes over it because it's going to hurt the economy just as it's kick-starting. And instead of that money going into consumer goods and jobs, it's going to go into the oil companies' profits. I think maybe Barack Obama should have an excess profits tax on oil companies.
I get all that, Lanny, but I mean the more difficult thing for your president to defend is the fact that you had this XL pipeline. Now, clearly, the XL pipeline, if it started today, wouldn't provide oil for many years. But it's an example of the kind of wrong thinking, many people believe, about what we need to be doing energy-wise in this country. There was no reason to delay that pipeline, and it says that he doesn't get it.
I disagree with Barack Obama on the pipeline. So do most Democrats I talk to. So do most Democrats in the Congress. So does Joe Nocera of the New York Times. I don't know anybody who agrees with this decision other than a fringe element in the environmental movement.
Yeah, well, some big fat cat donors in California agree with him.
Well, everyone can attribute to fat cat donors. Both sides have it. But I think there's an environmental movement that doesn't want any carbon, because you're not going to be reducing carbon fuel by not building the pipeline, because it's going to go elsewhere and the same amount of carbon is going to be used. I think that there is a really fringe element in the base of our party that wants us to go back to eating weeds and walking rather than driving. And I don't like the taste of weeds, and I can't walk to work every day.
All right, before we let you go, there was a fabulous documentary,
that was a great
PBS documentary on
really
Bill
top
Clinton,
notch.
the presidency. What did you think of it? Did you watch it? Did you love it?
Thanks for saving it to the last question. This Brian act. Where's Mary Catherine when I need her? This is the most disgusting, repulsive, excessive, just possessed with scandal 4-hour series. Not one mentioned the entire program that he left office with a 65% approval rating. It was 90% about scandal that was rabbit hole. Does anyone remember Whitewater? How much time they spent on scandal? The only one that really occurred was the Lewinsky matter, where he publicly apologized, and an impeachment process that was partisan vote in the House. And they couldn't even get a majority vote out of 55 Republicans. They couldn't get a majority in the Senate.
Right.
And somebody did this series thinking the way to describe Bill Clinton's 8 years with a 65% approval rating and 23 million jobs was to focus on bogus rabbit hole scandal.
If you can't,
you want to know what I really think?
Well, if the Democrats can't get a fair shake on PBS,
I was going to say, you're ready to pull the funding for PBS? You can write that Purple Nation column.
Oh, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
All right,
see you, Lanny. We'll talk to you next.